noted Stein and net. He and Corpy were going back and forth through the season until Corpy was injured midway through February. It's been Stein ever since, the graduate senior, looking to keep the Michigan tournament hopes alive. We're underway in Ann Arbor. Michigan fighting for its survival. Penn State looking for the sweep. Owen Crane alongside Zach Edwards. Good to have you with us. Wolverines dump the puck into the Penn State zone. Little bit of a forecheck. Nittany Lions able to start the breakout. DeMarsico cutting up the ice left to right. He'll dump the puck in the far corner. Fantilli to chase under plenty of pressure. Shifsky grabs it, dumps it near. Now Fink throws it out in front of the net. That one's picked up by Lawback. He was scratched last night, returns tonight. Drop to Shade. Drives in, lets a shot fly. Lawback tries another shot. This one ricochets off of Ernessy. No icing because of the deflection. Sergeyev plays it all the way down the ice. The Wolverines pick the puck up in their own zone. Rion Mullen with the pass off the boards. Quick tip, Horkoff to Moldenhauer. A shot off the crossbar. And Sergeyev into his net. We'll have a whistle. 18:55 on the clock in the first.
Moldenhauer, really good look on that attempt. He had a goal last night. Was one of the 4 goal scorers out of Michigan's 5 goals, but nonetheless, another great shot there. Hasn't had a ton of offensive production compared to last season, but both teams seeming to get some good opportunities here early. Both offensive zones receiving a little bit of pressure.
We have a balloon floating over the ice. The referees are waiting for it to slowly drop. You can see it on the left-hand side of your screen. Who let the balloon fly? There we go. Ethan Edwards grabs it out of the air. Referees will take it to the side. Oh, give the balloon a penalty. They'll throw it in the penalty box. We're set to resume play. No score, a minute in here in Ann Arbor. Keenan Draper and Reese Lawback on the draw on the far side in the Penn State zone. Nittany Lions win it. They'll swing it to the near side around the boards. Pressure from Moldenhauer forces the puck back down low. D to D. Carter Shade starts the breakout. His pass picked off by Moldenhauer. 2-on-1 chance. Moldenhauer racing. He scores! Michigan strikes first and early.
And just like that, Moldenhauer, after that first shot nearly 20 seconds ago, finds the back of the net on the second.
It all starts with the defensive zone's turnover. Carter Shade's pass picked off by Moldenhauer at the blue line. Top shelf over the left shoulder of Sergeyev. Michigan won. Penn State nothing. 18:37 to go in the first period. A Michigan goal less than 90 seconds into the game. Does that change the equation at all for the Nittany Lions here?
Honestly, with all the goals throughout the different games this season.
Here's a chance. Penn State evens it out to Graves. How about that response?
I was going to say, just like I started talking, just like I was going to start saying, so many goals between these two teams. I was going to say it was just a matter of time before Penn State responds. So honestly, now, question doesn't even matter. 1-1, even game, and not even 2 minutes into this matchup.
Talk about the difference in timing. Michigan on the board within 90 seconds. Penn State will take 9 to respond. 18:23 to go in the first period. We've already got a goal apiece. So just like that, it's back to an even slate. Wolverines attempting to break out, play it off the boards. This one heads all the way down. It'll be a whistle for icing. 18:11 on the clock.
That Penn State goal scored by Nick DeGraves. Only 2 goals on the season so far, but able to make a big impact right away. And like you said, this game already starting to seem like it'll be very, very similar to all the other matchups we've seen between the two high-scoring, fast-moving offenses.
Wolverines racing through the neutral zone with the puck, can't hold on to it. Now Serrato in the opposite direction on the far side. The cross intended for DeMarsico. Trickles to the near corner. Stoppa plays the puck off the boards. Whitelaw able to move it to the neutral zone. DeMarsico picks up the errant pass. Nittany Lions look for Webush in the slot, can't connect. Stoppa with the quick stop, tries to break the puck out, can't do so. LaPointe finally able to poke it back to the neutral zone. Christensen picks things back up, dumps it in low. Stein plays the puck behind his net, ricochets out. He handed it right over into the stick of Aiden Fink. And in a clearing attempt, the puck into a bench will have another whistle. 17:24 to go in the first period.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Both teams have made their fair share of mistakes and had their fair share of opportunities. Wolverines win the face-off as we get back to play, dump the puck in low. Christensen holds up, cycles it back to the captain, Simon Mack. Now over to Lawback. He'll get through the neutral zone, fires a tough angle shot off on Stein, brushed aside to the far corner. Finally, with the puck able to pop out, Nittany Lions move it to Crespo. He can't corral it at the blue line. Long pass and a good look up ice to Fink. Went behind the back, intended for Lawback, couldn't get it to him. Now the Wolverines able to move the puck back to the neutral zone. They'll turn it over. Genev looking for Fink, couldn't get it to him. And Rion Mullen with room to grow. Yeah, Mullen will take his time in the neutral zone, finally dumps the puck in, ricochets in front of the net. Sergeyev brushed it aside, and Penn State able to break it out. The pass to Shade a bit behind him, forced him to stop at the blue line and gives the Wolverines some time to chase the puck. Fantilli with a move on the near side to escape the forechecker. The cross-ice pass to Duke in the dump. Whitelaw picks the puck up back behind the Penn State net. Nice pass out to the slot. Duke couldn't hold on to it. Stoppa picks things back up. Moves the puck to Shifsky back behind the net. He's tripped up, no call. Nick DeGraves chased the puck into the Michigan zone. Backs off for a change. The Wolverines intending a pass up ice. Accidentally ice it. 7:02 to go in the first period.
It seemed like the Wolverines wanted a penalty on that tripping earlier, kind of deep in that corner, but no call early. No power plays from either side yet, but last night it was the power plays that were pretty crucial for Penn State as we scored on 2 of them, and ultimately that was the deciding factor.
The Wolverines, one of the most penalized teams in the NCAA. For that, if you're a Michigan fan, you'd hope they'd be better on the penalty kill. They are not. Not in the top 30 in penalty kill percentage. They're very successful, however, on the power play. Michigan wins the draw. Duke enters the zone, moves laterally, and dumps the puck low to Shifsky. He tries a pass in front to Ernest. He doesn't make it to him. And Hughes misses on the pinch. Bit of a 3-on-2 chance here now for the Nittany Lions. Webush circles up, cuts to the near side. The shot deflected back behind the Michigan goal. Shifsky picks the puck up, plays it blindly, turns it over, but gets it back real quick. Now Ernest to Hughes on the near side. Long pass, and in the air, intended for Hallam. This will earn a whistle. Trescott grabbed it out of the air, and hand pass is called. Will reset back in the Michigan zone.
And on that 3-on-2 chance, good block there by Michigan defender Hunter Haiti to get rid of that chance. And again, we saw a little bit of an advantage there, but Penn State unable to capitalize. We're still knotted here 1-1 after 2 early goals in that first 2 minutes.
Nittany Lions win the draw, move to Shade quickly. The shot into traffic and the near corner. Back to Shade at the near point. Another one into traffic. I'm surprised Stein saw it. A nice save. He was screened by his own defenders. 6:16 to go in the first. 1-1 our score. Penn State comes away with the face-off. Fink steers the puck down low to the near corner. Wolverines able to move it back to the neutral zone. Bit of a tussle forward on the near boards. And Michigan able to dump it low. Fink couldn't corral the puck on the far boards. Shade will reset for the Nittany Lions. The cross-ice pass to Amon. He's got a bit of room. Now the pass up ice to Genev. Back to Amon. He can't hold on to it. Taken out by Truscott. Here's a 2-on-1 chance for the Wolverines. Horkoff in front. The shot deflected aside by Sergiev. Penn State now in the opposite direction. Drop to Fink. Tries a move behind the back. And the puck into the near corner. Fantilli and Horkoff in to help for the Wolverines. It trickles out. Turned over to the Nittany Lions. Fink pulls up at the hash marks. Fires a shot high. 5 minutes to go now in the first period. Horkoff deflects a pass over to Daskus. He dumps it in low. Hage with some pressure. Can't get to it, but the Nittany Lion breakout pass intercepted by Hallam. Cross to Hage, who was in front, couldn't corral the puck. Now to Truscott at the far point. He's unable to get a shot off, instead turned over to Dowd. Dowd under pressure, lets it fly. This will be an icing. Will reset in the Penn State zone. A chance for the Wolverines on the draw.
In a long sequence there from both teams showing multiple different offensive lines, but that last one for the Wolverines. Had a good opportunity from Hage and Hallam, who had 2 goals last night. Almost broke even here, but it seems like the kind of the Fink and Lawback line for Penn State against the Draper-Moldenhauer line for the Wolverines has been one to watch, as both those lines have had some good chances on both sides.
Nittany Lions win the draw, cycle the puck all the way around to the near side. Paquette dumps it low. Stein plays it back behind his net. Edwards under pressure, throws it over to Rion Mullen. Rion Mullen has some time, emerges with the puck in the quick pass to the neutral zone. Now Edwards on the near side, pulls up at the hash marks. Nice cross to Rion Mullen. He'll make a move, the shot and rebound in front. Whitelaw with it for Michigan. He can't hold on to it. Lugris will throw the puck away. Rion Mullen chases it to the Michigan zone, and we have a delayed penalty coming on the Wolverines. Philip Lapointe will head to the penalty box. Penn State up a man for the next 2 minutes.
Seems like throughout this first period, been a lot of physicality from both teams, and that one, Lapointe just kind of got the wrong glance from the official, and that'll send him to the box, and so it seemed like almost an inevitable penalty here after a very quiet period from both sides on the power play. So Penn State will now have a chance. Very successful again last night on the power play, so we'll see if they can convert here late in this first period.
Coming into the series, the Nittany Lions were 24th in the nation on the power play. They convert 22% of the time. Here's another look at the penalty on Lapointe. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
They call him for interference. The puck was not near him. Nonetheless, Michigan down a man for the next 2. Serrato with the puck at the near hash marks. Off the boards to Dowd. Now swung over to Fink. He'll let a shot rip. The rebound in front and a tussle afterwards. J.J. Wiebusch crashing into Logan Stein after he was shoved forward. I'll note a discrepancy here. 1:43 to go on the Penn State power play. Looks like our clock is ticking right now. It's a minute 43 to go on the Penn State power play. Far side draw in the Michigan zone, won by the Nittany Lions. Back to Dowd. He'll let one fly, the rebound just wide. Wiebusch almost with his 4th goal of the series. 1:30 to go in the power play now. The net comes off, we'll have a whistle. 3:18 on the clock in the first, 1:26 remains in the Michigan kill. 10 shots so far for the Nittany Lions, 8 for the Wolverines. And another look at that great chance. Wiebusch fighting for that 4th goal, Zach.
And he was super close to it on that chance, and then on the chance before too, you can just see every time a shot is sent towards Stein, the Penn State offense just crashes the goal, trying to get a second, third chance and try and break and get this power play to pay off in dividends.
Nittany Lions win the draw once more. They've done a great job controlling the puck. Draper loses an edge. Nice play, set up a tip in front, doesn't work for Wiebusch. And Wiebusch and Fantilli give each other a little bit of a shove. How about that headbutt afterwards? We'll see if this earns a penalty.
And things are definitely getting physical here early. That LaPointe penalty seemed to be kind of the tipping point here where the officials are starting to notice more of it. So there's kind of a headbutt there from Fantilli.
I haven't seen that yet.
No, kind of an interesting play there. Let's see here. We can see it on our replay, yeah.
Now, I played hockey for 15 years or so. These are very protective helmets.
Yeah.
A headbutt's not going to do too much. Certainly a sign of the series, though. The Wolverines fighting for their survival tonight. 1-1 the score. Penn State up a man for another minute and 10 seconds. Nittany Lions win the faceoff, quickly enter the Michigan zone. You can feel the physicality stepping up here. Shivsky takes down his man in the corner. No call. Duke with the puck. He attempts to clear and will. Wolverines' first clear of the penalty kill. Serrato racing through the neutral zone. Ran into traffic. He'll take a big hit from Edwards. Now Fink on the near side. Tries a shot deflected away by Duke. There's another hit. DeMarsico tried to pull the puck out. Hallam stole it away. Another clear. Wolverines have stepped up their penalty kill game. Simon Mack, the captain of these Nittany Lions, starts things back up. Quick pass to Genev. He'll wrap it all the way around. Law back, drops it back to the point, and low once more. Dowiak cycles it to the near side. Genev's pass intended for Mack deflected. It gets to him eventually. Now to the side, the wide open rebound. Penn State with the lead. Ben Schoen finds a wide open Michigan net.
Again, this is almost exactly what we expected from Penn State's penalty, or power play, excuse me. Just a great shot on net and then an easy second chance to find the back of the net as we watch this first shot just bounce right off Stein, and then really easy second chance there for the Nittany Lions.
Schoen in the celebration, put a finger up to his mouth, gave the shush to the crowd, and he certainly quieted the Maize and Blue faithful here in Ann Arbor. That's just Schoen's 6th goal of this season. That'll put the Nittany Lions up a goal. They haven't updated the scoreboard here in the arena just yet. Last time the Wolverines scored, Penn State responded within seconds. We'll see if Michigan can here. Big hit on Hughes at center ice, no call. That'll get some noise from the crowd. Shade with the pass up ice. Penn State can't do anything with it. Instead, Rion Mullen picks the puck up in the Michigan zone. Pass behind Whitelaw, bumps off his skate. Hughes able to pinch at the blue line, keep the puck in. Nice cross. Shot and a rebound. Fantilli lets one fly just wide of the net. Nittany Lions able to clear. Fink almost walked Duke. Hallam to help. He'll grab the puck and starts racing in the opposite direction. Quick move, makes a defender miss, and a shot into traffic. "30 seconds to go in the period. Michigan trying to create some last spurt of energy before they head to the locker room. Hallam pinches on the near side, just outside the blue line. He'll take down Paquette. This is another penalty coming. Not what Michigan needs as time expires on the clock. The Wolverines will begin the second period with a 2-minute penalty.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Schoen will pick it up at the blue line, tries to pass to DeGraves, who dumps it low. Schoen adds some help. Few Nittany Lions will get a change, giving the Wolverines some space. Hughes through the neutral zone. He pulls up looking for an option. The cross to Ernest, tipped away. Ernest will cycle it all the way around. No one picks it up. Lugris instead able to break out to Lawback. Stein plays the puck back behind his net. Nice pass out to his defender, and Ernest from a knee in the neutral zone dumps the puck in low. The Wolverines love their game of dump and chase. Their forecheck is normally quite successful, but so far hasn't been creating many opportunities for them. Shifsky takes another shot. Ernest with the delayed offsides forced the Wolverines to wait as he retreated. Now Lawback with numbers, entering the Michigan zone, over to Fink, the shot right into the stick of Shifsky. He's able to push him down. Geniev moves the puck into the slot. Fink from the backhand lets one fly. Another chance in front. Geniev wasn't ready for the cross. Now Fink takes another shot from the far hash marks, gloved aside by Stein. Our first whistle in minutes. 12:46 to go in the second period.
Yeah, really long series of events there where neither team could really find any good shot opportunities. Both teams doing a good job just getting in between those passing lanes and stopping the puck from reaching what would be either a slap shot or a dump right in the net front.
Again, we're monitoring the Wisconsin and Ohio State game. The Badgers now up 2-0 on the Buckeyes. Right here, Penn State 2, Michigan 1. Nittany Lions with possession of the puck in the Wolverine zone. They'll turn it over to Horkoff. He can't get it out. Mack plays it. The shot off a skate and into the Michigan student section. Not sure if anyone caught the puck, but someone certainly found it. Everyone looks all right.
Seems like a lot of people ducked out of the way for that one, as that one came really heavy off the stick of are we back there?
Far side draw in the Michigan zone, won by the Wolverines. Edwards tries to use the boards to his advantage. Puck forced back low. Rhea Mullen tries the breakout pass to Horkoff, won't go. DeMarsico from the slot, a shot and a big rebound. No one can pick it up. Wiebusch with a great pinch at the blue line. Keeps the puck in for the Nittany Lions. DeMarsico circles up, able to move the puck to the point. Christensen tries to cut in on the far side. Able to move it to Paquette back behind the Michigan goal. He can't hold on to it. Now Horkoff with the puck in the corner. Bumped out to Rhea Mullen. Back up ice to Horkoff. Finally the Wolverines able to break the puck out. Whitelaw entering the Penn State zone. A nice drop to Horkoff. He'll fire a shot brushed away by Sergeyev. DeMarsico able to dump the puck back into the Michigan zone. Great forecheck here. Keaton Peters applying plenty of pressure. Finally the Wolverines able to break it out. The long pass though a little bit to the side, and it'll be an icing on the Wolverines.
And although Michigan got an opportunity kind of towards the end of that play it seemed like Penn State was dominating the offensive zone. We see a shot here, good save from Stein, and a potential chance at a second chance right at the net front, but unable to corral that puck. So Stein doing a good job of fending off these shots as Penn State still doubling Michigan's shots. The counter now 20-10, and as we can see, Penn State also leading in faceoffs.
Feels like the Nittany Lions are driving the narrative on the ice so far. Plenty of time to go, but the Wolverines will need their under 10 timeout to recoup. Michigan able to dump the puck in low. Genev stretches for the breakout pass. He'll add a stretch pass to Fink. Great cross in front. Lawback tipped it, in a nice save there from Logan Stein. Stein's been standing on his head all evening, keeping the Wolverines in it. Duke fires a shot from just outside the circle. Sergeyev with a nice save.
And Lawback didn't play last night, and him and Fink on this offensive line for the Nittany Lions has been really crucial all season for them, especially in this kind of run here in 2025, as we see that pass from Fink reach Lawback right in front of Stein, but just an even better save at that point. Fink and Lawback, the first and second leading scorers for the Nittany Lions respectively, so their line been doing a lot of damage tonight as well.
Wolverines win the face-off back to Edwards. Nice escape move there off the backhand and the boards. Now lateral movement. Fires a shot off into traffic, and it deflects into the netting. Yet another stoppage.
Now Stoppa was right there in the bunch, just trying to get a deflection off of that shot sent in the middle, but couldn't get there, and Sergeyev again just doing a great job of fending off anything that's coming his way.
We've talked a lot tonight about both Sergeyev and Fink, the only two NHL draft picks on this Nittany Lion team. Fink, property of the Nashville Predators. Sergeyev of the Calgary Flames. Another nice save from him there as Ryan Mullen dangled a few. Able to get a shot off. Now the Nittany Lions back in the opposite direction. Dowiak chasing the puck back behind the Michigan net. Wolverines able to use the boards to their advantage. Hage with a long pass to Hallam. He couldn't corral it, but Hage picks the puck back up in the neutral zone. Hallam in to help and drop back to Ryan Mullen, who will dump. Michigan gets 4 fresh skaters on the ice. Plenty of time for the Nittany Lions. Instead, they'll ice. We'll have a whistle, 10:05 to go in the second period.
It seeming like both these teams are just getting a little gassed here as we come really close to this 10-minute timeout, but again, good sustained pressure from both teams. And this is probably one of the longest stretches throughout this entire season where these two teams have faced off and just no goal has been scored.
Far side draw in the Penn State zone, won by the Wolverines. Back to Fantilli. He fires a shot into traffic. Shifsky just couldn't find the puck. Hughes takes a shot back behind the net. Dowiak able to bump it back behind the Penn State goal. And the breakout to Schoen. He's taken out by Fantilli, still able to get a shot off that goes wide, picked up by Hughes. Now Hughes through the neutral zone to the near side. Swings the puck around the boards. Shifsky picks it up back behind the Penn State goal, and Duke in for the pinch. He gets tied up with Lugris. Puck trickles out. Lugris able to break the puck out. He's got numbers. Pass over to DeGraves, out in front. Dick puts it in. Carson Dick, in what may have been his first shift of the night, adds one to the Penn State score.
It seemed like all three Nittany Lions on that offensive front were just ahead of their defenders, and that was a result of, on the possession prior, the Penn State defense did a really good job of pinching Michigan kind of on this near side of the ice, and so created that off break in the other neutral zone or other offensive zone. And so Dyke scores his first goal this season, and it'll put the Nittany Lions up 2 here in this crucial game for both teams.
The senior with his first goal of the senior season, second of his career. Congratulations to Carson Dick. A big goal. Nittany Lions up 2 over the Wolverines. 9:04 to play in the second period. Both teams head to their benches for the under 10 media timeout. We'll take a break as well.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
This offensive line for Penn State with DeMarsico and Wiebusch has really put a lot of pressure on Stein tonight. After that first period, Wiebusch was leading Penn State in shots, and he still is to this point. Both him and DeMarsico have 4 and 2 each, so this line just doing really good attacking against Stein.
Big rebound left out by Stein there. Shifsky was able to clear it away. Even with the Michigan goal, Penn State has not let off the pedal. They've picked back up right where they left off before the penalty. Duke with a nice escape move there in his own zone. Fires a shot into the Penn State zone, tipped to the far side. Nice grab by Moldenhauer, hooked to Tad, able to escape. And the puck cycled out to Duke at the point. It'll get by him. Now Fink, cutting down the near side, has no help. His shot off the blocker of Stein, grabbed out of the air by Genev. He'll fire another shot. This one hit Lawback. He's able to pick it up, steers it to the point. Shot deflected, now Lawback low. Genev whiffs on the one-timer. Out to the far corner. Michigan able to flip the puck away and get a few changes. Crespo driving in, nearly got around the stick of Fantilli. Got a nice shot off on Stein. He'll cover the puck. 6:22 to go in the second period.
Right as Michigan made that change, it seemed like Crespo had a little bit of urgency to try and get a shot off on Stein and maybe get a second chance immediately after that. We'll see, Stein's had great saves all night, just like the one we saw off of Fink's shot. Fink, again, the leading scorer for Penn State.
We're taking a look at the scores too. Wisconsin and Ohio State playing right now 2-1. Midway through the second period. So a 1-goal deficit for both the Wolverines and the Buckeyes, the higher seeds in both these games. Hayes wanted to eradicate that deficit, couldn't do so. His shot into traffic, and the Nittany Lions now to the Michigan zone. Amon in the corner takes a big hit from Haiti. Lugris chases the puck out. Haiti able to find the rebound. Pass up ice to Whitelaw. He'll enter the Penn State zone. Looked to connect with Hughes, couldn't do so, but Hughes able to find the puck in the near corner. He loses an edge. Penn State wraps it around to the far side and breaks out with ease. Nice cross ice pass to Wiebusch. He'll dump the puck in and chase. Rhian Mullen there for Michigan. Runs into traffic though. Penn State slides it to the point. D to D to Shade. He'll fire a shot into the netting. 5:11 to go in the second. The back and forth play continues. And outside of the power play goal, the Wolverines struggling to establish any sort of offensive possession time. You can note on the power play goal, they made Sergeyev move. They've been unable to do that with these quick shots as they enter the zone. Nittany Lions win the draw. Wiebusch tries a shot into traffic. This one trickles out to the neutral zone. And back to Penn State zone. Crespo whiffed on the pass, and now a chance for Michigan. Astapa drives in, couldn't get the puck to his backhand. Nice forecheck, though, to steal it back. Daskis tied up by Mack. Serrato able to drop back for a breakout pass. Nice use of the glass by DeMarsico. Dumps the puck in. Heavy pressure by Wiebusch. Michigan able to move the puck to the neutral zone, but not much more. Webush dumps it back in. Stein uses the boards to his advantage. Now Duke up the near side. Wraps the puck around. Wolverines do it the opposite direction. Edwards using his hands to grab the puck out of the air. As Michigan swings the puck to Hallam. Now out to Hughes, fires a shot, big rebound. No one could get there in time. Sergiev cutting up on the left-hand side in the opposite direction, takes a high shot. This one ricochets way out. Nice play by the captain to move it down to Fink. Drop back to Peters, great cross. Big chance and a bigger save from Logan Stein. If the Wolverines are able to tough this one out, Logan Stein will be my player of the game. He's kept them in it through what has been a tough second period. Hayes tripped up through the neutral zone, no call coming. Wolverines still with the puck. Moldenhauer fires a shot into traffic, the rebound, no one's there. Shifsky chases the puck to the near side corner. Hayes able to pick it up. He had Moldenhauer on the cross, instead opted for the shot straight into the legs of Christensen. Michigan forced to clear the zone. Mack circles up with the puck. Great pressure from Shifsky, nearly steals it away. Instead, the Nittany Lions able to break it out, but an errant pass turns it back over to the defenders. Rhea Mullins' pass a little too hot. Shifsky couldn't get there in time. It'll go all the way for icing. Whistle at 2:34. And another look at that great chance for the Nittany Lions. Geniev nearly had it, but Logan Stein, a brick wall in the net.
And Logan Stein's definitely been busy tonight. Penn State, 30 shots on the night already. They only averaged 2 more. Their opponents average about 31, so not even at the conclusion of the second period, they've received nearly as many shots as they do.
Penn State back on the board. A wide open net for J.J. Webush. Hat trick yesterday. He's back in the stat book tonight.
Stein nearly had a glove on that, but just no chance. Wide open shot for Webush, able to bury it. And now Penn State's back out to a 2-goal lead. His 11th goal this season, again, his 4th already in just this series alone, after he had 3 last night.
The Michigan coaching staff will have a conversation with the officials. It seems they'll challenge the call. They'll challenge for goaltender interference. If the Wolverines lose this, they'll lose their timeout. 2:27 to go. Official review of what we just saw. Let's take another look. Guess it has to be, I believe that was DeMarsico in the crease. That's the challenge. We'll get one more look at it. What an excellent recovery, by the way, from Carter Shade. Down on a knee, gets back up for the cross. You do have DeMarsico on the crease, or in the crease, excuse me. Brandon Naurato saw something he didn't like. There's another look at it. The key here, too, DeMarsico is in the crease. Did he interfere with Logan Stein's ability to move laterally? Guy Godowski also watching the replays on the video board. The officials are taking their time with this one.
And this one is really crucial call here. This could potentially shift momentum back in the Nittany Lions' favor. But it seemed like DeMarsico is just sitting right in front of Stein. Kind of hard to tell if he's obstructing.
The officials review and have confirmed the goal. Our score with 2:27 to go in the second. Penn State 4, Michigan 2. The Wolverines are back with a 2-goal deficit. They've come back from worse, but certainly have their work laid out ahead of them. This will start on the defensive end. No one was picking up J.J. Webush on that goal. No one picked up Dick on the last goal.
It seems like Michigan is just so concerned about what'll happen on the second and third chances on shots that they're leaving that cross-ice pass pretty much wide open, and they've got some really good opportunities because of it. So either Michigan's just got to do a better job covering up those people on the outside, or they got to try and disrupt those passes before they can get out there.
Pretty simple formula of lift sticks and clear bodies out from the area we call the house, around the crease to the hash marks of the 2 circles. For the Wolverines, it'll be no blue jerseys in there, and they failed at that objective multiple times this evening. 4-2 our score, 2 to play. Penn State knocking on the door of a Michigan sweep in the first round of the Big Ten tournament. A ticket to East Lansing for the Big Ten semifinals against Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan's just really got to pick up their offensive intensity. Being outshot 31-18 just won't do, especially if they're down by 2 goals like this. They have to dominate this offensive zone and just get more shots off to try and offset just the sheer amount of work that Stein has had to do within his own goal.
Far side draw in the Penn State zone. Nittany Lions win it. Paquette flips the puck to the neutral zone to clear. Edwards dumps the puck in low. Christensen fields it. He's able to circle up on the near side and move laterally. Big hit there on Dowiak. Wolverines break out to Daskus. Nice look back to Estapa. His pass poked away by Dowiak again. Graham Mullen uses his hand to corral the puck. D to Edwards, over to Daskus, under pressure. We have a delayed penalty coming on the Nittany Lions. 1 minute and 8 seconds to go. Michigan's pulled their goaltender. 6-on-5 until a Penn State Nittany Lion gets a stick on the puck. Hage with the puck tried across to Hughes. Fink got his stick on it. That'll draw the whistle. 56 seconds to go in the period, and Michigan will spend the next 2 minutes up a man.
Michigan's first goal, or second goal, excuse me, capitalized by Whitelaw. We'll see if they can do this again, but it seemed like too much physicality kind of away from the puck on that play. Gives Michigan the man advantage here that could potentially go through the end of this second period and into the third if they can't capitalize within this first minute.
You saw in the replay there, Dane Dowiak. Little too physical, just aside from the Michigan bench. 2 minutes for roughing. So now the Wolverines down 2 goals. A big opportunity in front of them. One of the best power play teams in the country. They're first in the Big Ten in power play goals with 20, one ahead of Penn State with 19. Michigan wins the draw, Hughes controlling. Looks low to Hage. Back out to Truscott. Over to Whitelaw. The lateral movement has worked well for the Wolverines on other power plays. He'll try that pass to Hughes. In front to Horkoff, wasn't ready for the shot. Dropped out to Truscott. 20 seconds to go in the period. Now to Hage. His shot into traffic. Christensen had it on his skate, but Whitelaw grabs the puck back behind the net. 12 seconds, great chance in front. A nice save for Sergeyev. Hughes tries another shot, nearly tipped in front. Whitelaw throws one in front again, and time expires.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
And just kind of some lazy play from Michigan in their own ends, turning over the puck multiple times and almost gave Penn State a chance to score, but this last opportunity here just went wide, and so now back at even strength. The Wolverines need to find a different way on even strength to keep these opportunities going.
Nittany Lions win the draw in their zone, wrap the puck around the boards. Fantilli keeps things in for Michigan. Now a shot to LaPointe. He fires one straight into the chest of Sergeyev.
LaPointe was kind of just sitting there wide open, right in the middle of the house, and just couldn't do anything with it. But Penn State's defense, a little lackadaisical on that one. As we look at this pass, again, LaPointe just wide open, right in the center there, and can't squeeze it past Sergeyev, who's been super strong all game.
.12:30 to go in the third period. Michigan still down 2 goals, but they're knocking on the door. 7 shots for the Wolverines, none for Penn State in the period. They're closing the shot gap. Michigan fans can only hope they close the deficit as well. Lawback racing up the far side under a lot of pressure, somehow managed to hold on to the puck. Fink in to help. He's taken down by LaPointe. And the puck pokes out to Duke. He's tripped up, no call. Mack dumps the puck in on net. Stein brushes it aside to Fantilli. Quick pass to Rion Mullen, under pressure from Serrato. Nice escape move and handoff to Fantilli. He'll wrap the puck all the way around the boards. Moldenhauer adding pressure on the forecheck, can't hold on to it. And the Nittany Lions back in the opposite direction. J.J. Wiebusch looking for his second goal of the evening. Slides one out front. In comes Shade for the shot. It's high. Bit of a knuckle puck there. Now Michigan in the opposite direction. Hallam chasing the dump. Able to corral the puck in the corner and kick it in front of him. Serrato's there to grab it. He has DeMarsico. Serrato tried to walk Rion Mullen, couldn't do so. Lost an edge in the process. And Ethan Edwards cuts the opposite direction. He'll dump the puck in and get himself a change. A tussle for the puck on the near wall. Hage comes away with it out to Horkoff in the slot. And a very wide passer shot. Nittany Lions able to flip the puck to the neutral zone. Schoen trips up on a Michigander's stick. Christensen emerges with the puck from the near corner. Circles up and a nice pass up ice. Dylan Lugris dumps it on net. Stein brushes it to the far corner, but great pressure. The Wolverines able to clear all the way down the ice.
And Penn State still just 2 shots this period, and both of them have come from near mid-ice. So as well as the Michigan offense is doing a good job of applying this pressure, Michigan's defense is doing an even better job of just making sure nothing gets entered within their defensive zone.
Clock ticking for the Wolverines. Under 10 minutes to go in the third. Duke chasing the puck to the near corner in the Michigan zone. Daskis comes away with it. He was under pressure from Lawback, able to dump it in and wrap it around. Mack plays the puck in the far corner. Bit of a tussle for it, but the Nittany Lions able to clear, this time into their bench. We'll have a whistle and a break. 9:22 to go in the third. Penn State looking for the sweep here right now. Michigan under time pressure. Nice shot from the point. Wolverines still with possession. Hughes fires one from the hash marks. Nittany Lions able to clear. Time for the Wolverines to break out with a Penn State change. 5 fresh skaters on the ice. Hughes cuts up the near side. Moves around Serrato. Drops the puck off, intended for Hallam. Couldn't get it to him. Penn State with an errant pass in the neutral zone. Picked off by Ernest. Excellent forecheck from J.J. Wiebusch. A lot of pressure on Duke. He's forced to circle back and look to his defenders. Now Edwards back to Duke for the dump in. Puck pokes out to Moldenhauer. He moves in towards the crease, whiffs on the shot. Back to Edwards, slides another one in front, taken away. Carter Shade grabbed hold of it and looked up to DeMarsico. Serrato tried on the stretch. Nittany Lions able to move the puck out to Dick. He'll fire one on net. Scrum on the near side wall. Moldenhauer and Hayes in for Michigan. Schoen and Crespo able to work the puck out for the Nittany Lions. Schoen tries a shot from the hash marks. Brushed aside by Stein. Back out to the point. Simon Mack wraps one around. Dick dumps one into the corner before getting himself a change. Finally, Edwards comes away with it for the Wolverines. Out to Horkoff. He'll dump and chase. Wolverines get a full line change. Christensen with the puck on the near side for the Nittany Lions. Out to Fink, who will dump it in low.
And Penn State dominating that offensive zone for the first 2 minutes after that timeout. Michigan needs to go on the advance just like this.
Whitelaw rushing into the zone. Tries a shot brushed away by Sergeyev. And into the netting. We have a whistle. 7:08 to go in the third period.
As I was starting to say, Michigan just needs to turn some kind of defensive stops into offensive transition. What they've been doing well over the last 5 matchups with the Nittany Lions is turning those stops on defense into chances on offense. Haven't really seen much of that today, and so that's something that they would need to do if they want to come back and potentially narrow this gap that's starting to become a little too real for them.
Penn State wins the draw on the face-off to the tune of the Michigan Hockey Band's rendition of Freebird, which I always enjoy. They push the puck all the way down to the Michigan zone. Truscott chasing. Now Rion Mullen on the near side with room to move. He looks up ice. Shifsky will dump it in. Wrapped around. Whitelaw adding pressure for the Wolverines. Shade with a great move around him. An excellent breakout for the Nittany Lions. Fink chasing his own errant pass to the corner. And Shade can't keep the puck in at the blue line. Hughes picks the puck up in the near corner. Great pressure from him. Wolverines bump it out to Fantilli. He'll move around Genev. Cuts down low, looks for his option, the pass just off. 6 minutes to go, Fink off to the races. He'll take a tough angle shot. Stein in the butterfly. Brushes it aside. Penn State has all the time in the world. They'll swing the puck around the neutral zone for a few seconds before they dump it in and get a full line change. Wolverines will have to start considering pulling Logan Stein pretty shortly. Oldenhauer dumps the puck in. He retrieves his own puck. Nittany Lions try to flip it out. Rion Mullen pinches. It works for Penn State. A 3-on-1 chance. Serrato whiffs on the shot. Chaos in front. Stein dives to cover the puck. 5:10 to go in the third. Michigan still down 2.
Yeah, Stein doing a good job of lunging out to that one to make sure nothing came of it. But, I mean, Michigan's got to turn anything here into offensive intensity. They did a really good job at the first, 5 or so minutes of this period of just getting that break, moving it around the Penn State zone. But now Penn State has seemed to almost take control entirely, as ever since that timeout at the 10-minute mark, Penn State's just dominated.
That they have. 35 shots for the Nittany Lions, 28 for the Wolverines. Even after that 7-0 Michigan shot run to start this period. Back and forth play in the neutral zone. Wolverines with the puck up to Shifsky. He'll dump it in just above the referee. DeGraves with the pass out. Over to Lugris, who dumps the puck low. Penn State gets a full line change as Truscott carries the puck out. Graduate student captain chasing his own dump, wrapped around the boards. Duke isn't there in time. He's forced all the way back into his zone. Now Hallam up the near side. Separated from the puck by the body of Shade. Hallam still fighting for it. Shade able to cover it. And he'll send one out into the crowd. Another stoppage, 4:06 to go in the third period.
Yeah, you were seeing they're trying to use Hallam as a bit of speed to get into that offensive zone and able to get down into the corner, but Penn State's pinch just making it impossible for him to dump it back to anyone near the blue line. So now Michigan has a chance here. If Moldenhauer can win this face-off, they could potentially continue the pressure up in Penn State's offensive zone.
Near side draw in the Nittany Lions zone. Rion Mullen holding on to the puck. He'll move laterally, looking for an option. Penn State's defense has done a great job clearing bodies out of the crease this period. Rion Mullen without an option. And Michigan forced to retreat. Puck sitting right behind Sergeyev. Nittany Lions able to move the puck through the neutral zone and up to the near side of Michigan's territory. Lawback fighting for it. Geneyev in to help. 3:15 to go in the third. Michigan will need some serious possession time in the Penn State zone for the confidence to pull Logan Stein. Horkoff plays the puck over to Edwards. He looks up ice. Now Penn State in the opposite direction. Serrato on a break. Great move and a delayed penalty coming. This one on the Wolverines. It will come at a terrible time for Michigan. The Penn State faithful give a standing ovation for the call.
A great move by Serrato, unable to finish it, but the delayed penalty almost makes up for that missed opportunity.
And this will be a penalty shot for Serrato. So a penalty shot for Charlie Serrato. the freshman out of Falston, Maryland, with a chance to put this one away. One quick look at the slash. Here he goes. Little bit of lateral movement. Serrato up in the slot, the shot into the top left corner. Penn State seals this one 5-2 with 2:53 to go.
If this one wasn't over before, this penalty shot here from Serrato might have just done it. Currently waving to the Michigan fans.
And I believe the officials have kicked Serrato off the ice. Perhaps for his celebration afterwards, he waved goodbye like you said.
Yeah.
And to the Michigan bench. So for that, he's kicked. The Wolverines searching for a miracle. Buckeyes have tied Wisconsin in Columbus. Something the Maize and Blue faithful wish could happen here at Yost. It won't happen. 5-2, 2.5 to go. Here goes Stein. Whitelaw with a shot on net, quickly gloved by Sergeyev.
So now in the last 2:30 of this game here, Michigan in some desperation as we'll see Logan Stein head over the bench. 6-on-5, Michigan just has to move the puck the same way they did that first power play when they got that goal. But a huge deficit to overcome here if they want to finish it off.
Near side draw. Wolverines chase the puck to the corner. Hayes trying to cycle it out to the point. Finally, they get it to Edwards. He'll use his skate to help. Plays it down low into the netting. We'll have another whistle, 2:19 to go on the clock. And then the other Big Ten game we're tracking right now, Minnesota, Notre Dame. That one even with a minute left in the second period. Another near side draw. This time won by the Nittany Lions. They're able to cycle it all the way out. This one goes all the way down the ice for an icing. Clock stopped at 2:11.
Penn State successfully killing about 20 seconds off this clock simply by knocking the puck out and winning these face-offs. So Michigan's got to do a better job just from the jump here.
6-on-5 with Michigan down 3. Wolverines win the draw. Edwards to Whitelaw, the one-timer. Nice save by Sergeyev. Now Horkoff tries a cross for Hughes. Can't get it to him, well defended. Another chance in front. Hughes cuts in, his shot too high. Looks like it was tipped in front. Another whistle with 1:55 to play.
Yeah, some better chances there after Hughes won that initial face-off. Again, and Michigan's kind of losing possession a tiny bit here in Penn State's zone, but they're just doing a good job of getting bodies on the puck so that it doesn't go flying into their own net. But now Estapa needs to win this one so that, again, they can kind of keep up this offensive pressure.
Wolverines win the draw back to Truscott. Cycle it to Moldenhauer at the hash marks. His shot into traffic. Great block. Back out to Truscott. Scram in front. Estapa, the rebound won't go. Now Christensen with the puck for the Nittany Lions over to Dowiak. Nearly has it taken away, and he'll get it out. Another time killer. Under 90 seconds to go. Penn State wraps the puck around. Now cross to Fantilli. Trickles out, and once more, the Nittany Lions are able to clear. Fantilli moving the puck to Whitelaw. He whiffs on the dump. Nittany Lions force the puck down low again. Michigan resets up to Hughes. They'll go off sides and draw another whistle. 54.6 seconds on the clock.
And Penn State doing a good job as they have all of this last 10 minutes of this third period, just knocking away any potential chances that Michigan has had. And so over even just this last minute, the puck has felt like it spent more time in the neutral zone than it has in Penn State's defensive zone. So Michigan's just got to do a better job. But at this point, even one goal might be too little too late.
Wolverines win the draw again. Whitelaw up the ice to Shifsky. But once more, Michigan offsides. That draws another 5 seconds off the clock.
Michigan just trying to be as aggressive as possible, trying to find anything to go here with just under 50 remaining in this game. So their Big Ten tournament hopes are dwindling.
Far side draw just outside the Penn State zone. Hayes is sitting way back on the near side. Horkoff will use him. Quick pass to enter the zone. He tried a long cross intended for Hughes. Shifsky picks it up. Another scrum in front out to Edwards. Swung over to Hayes. Now to Hughes, sitting in the slot. Over to Hayes. Down low to Horkoff. 30 seconds to go. Michigan down 3. Back out to Edwards. Cross to Hayes. Dick will get to clear. Edwards stops this one in the neutral zone. Now Lugris tries a shot on net wide. Final 10 seconds to play. Hughes with the puck. Cross to Shifsky. The hottest team in college hockey will stay hot. Penn State comes into Yost Ice Arena and sweeps the Michigan Wolverines. The Nittany Lions punch their ticket to East Lansing for the semifinals and continue their trek